All right, so recently we were talking about how Kroger, which owns other stores, is no longer going to be selling certain rifles, right? They're going to change the way that they're doing business. And they've thrown in with the anti-Second Amendment crowd. But now Kroger is going to help contribute to gun control efforts by no longer selling certain magazines, Producer Tim. They're no longer going to sell magazines that feature what they call assault rifles. Like, yeah, not rapid fire bullet shooter magazines, Producer Tim. Yes. Aha. See, your terminology is good. So USA Today, Kroger says it will stop selling magazines that feature assault rifles. Oh, man. Apparently, this is going to really help with gun control. So you just stop selling the magazines, Producer Tim, and then people will stop buying the firearms. There you go. You know, I think what it is, it's the AR-15 stunning good looks. You're walking by, you're doing your show, you look at it, you go, oh, man. Oh, that's so hot. That is so hot. And you know AR-15s are sentient, so it's probably whispering, too. And it's like, yo, just pick me up. Just charge my handle. Everybody's doing it. Just do it. Right? You just trying to get some baking supplies, and AR-15s are whispering in your ear. Next thing you know, you buy one, and it jumps up, shoots a bunch of people. You thought it was just going to be, a wall decoration or something like that. Now, this is laughable in and of itself, and I was already planning on talking about it. But then, lo and behold, Mishawaka Kroger got robbed today. Okay. Folks, can we just point this out? So Kroger goes out there, they go all in on gun control, a week and a half ago? And then over the weekend, they announced that they're going to stop selling magazines that have rifles on it. And then Mishawaka Kroger gets robbed. And for the longest time today, this is what's so weird. For the longest time today, they would not say if the robber had a weapon. In fact, many publications wouldn't even tell you the race of the robber. I mean, it doesn't really help us if you go, hey, somebody robbed Kroger and we need to find him. It's a man on a bicycle. I got news for you that doesn't narrow it down at all. So you need to kind of give us a description. But this... but I read multiple articles on this, and here's the thing. I mean, the news has to go with what information is made available to them, right? So I'm not blaming the news agencies, but I did find it very interesting that almost nobody in town had the race of the guy involved and whether or not he was armed until this afternoon. He was armed. I don't know that anybody has confirmed what he was armed with. So some guy walked in, committed armed robbery on Kroger, after Kroger decided to throw in on an anti-gun crusade. Yeah, fun times.
KC Hendrickson, News Talk 95.3, Michiana's news channel.
Your breaking news and weather station.
How dare you play this song? We're talking about boomsticks. How dare you? 574-2595-95.3. That is 2595-953. You can also send a text message to 45364. And please put MNC at the beginning of that message. Hey, Producer Tim, you know how it's just an NRA right-wing conspiracy that everybody's trying to take your guns away? Yeah, Marissa Cabas got a verified Twitter account. You know who she is, right? No, neither do I. Apparently, she's the editorial director of Talk to Hope, whatever the heck that is. And she does some writings and things like that. So anyway, she goes, I'm sick of progressive people telling 2A advocates it's not like we're trying to take away your guns. Like, yeah, I am. See? But she's a verified Twitter account, too. Then she got a bunch of other verified Twitter accounts and go, yeah, me too. Okay. But, hey, it's just a conspiracy. Nobody is actually trying to take away everybody's guns. Nobody. All right? It's just a NRA right-wing conspiracy that people are actually trying to do that. That's it's hysterical every time somebody on the anti-gun crowd, says nobody's trying to take away your guns. You're just making it up. Okay, if you say so. All right, 574-2595-95.3. Indiana got blamed for Chicago's crime again, this time by one of the little kids who was involved in the Parkland shooting, who has now gone anti-gun. Cameron Caskey tweeted out, Chicago has a lot of gun violence despite having strict gun laws because it's a short drive from a state with embarrassing gun laws. Ben Shapiro and pretty much everybody else with a brain pointed out that, well, Indiana doesn't have the homicide rate or the gun crime rate of Chicago. So and this is something that we have pointed out multiple times, right? Multiple times. If the gun was the problem, then Indiana would have way more shootings. Way more. We have more guns than Chicago, but Chicago has all of this violent crime and stuff. It's kind of interesting how that plays out. 574-2595-95.3. Steve, welcome to the program.
Good afternoon. Well, first of all, I always say this to every person who hates guns. I love guns and I own several, and I just tell them, if I was as violent as you claim, and if we pro-gunners were as violent as all of you anti-gunners claim, there would be none of you left alive.
Right.
Because they always claim we're bloodthirsty and violent, and if we were all like that, there would be no anti-gunners left alive.
If the guns were the problem, and there's 300 million guns, there's like a gun per person in this country, right? That are out there on the streets. If the guns were the problem, everybody would be dead.
Oh yeah, if their argument was valid, then there wouldn't be the population would be about half to a third of what it is. But
right.
The fact is, most people are just happy-go-lucky individuals who don't want to harm anyone else.
Look, it's not the gun, it's the owner. If you raise the gun right and you train it properly, it won't it won't shoot anybody.
That every time I read something like that, my first reaction is to go buy more ammunition, and then I buy some PVC pipe and bury one of my guns.
There you go. Get your ammo over at Second Amendment Arms. They make their own now. All right, man. Appreciate the call. Thank you much. Did you see this? Representative Tom Suozzi, Democrat of New York, reportedly took time during Huntington, New York speech to suggest that people should take up arms against President Trump. How in the world can you do that when you're trying to ban all of the guns? How can you take up arms? We have been trying to tell you this. If Trump is a Nazi, fascist, dictator, tyrant, why would you want to disarm yourselves? What? Roll call reports that Suozzi talked of putting pressure on Trump, saying this is where the Second Amendment comes in, quite frankly, because, what if the president was to ignore the courts? What would you do? What would we do? I don't know, probably vote for a new president in 8 years like we did with Obama. An audience member responded by asking the essence of the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment is the right to bear arms, according to New York Post. Nervousness was evident among attendees. And his campaign responded to criticism by rejecting claims that he was suggesting armed insurrection. But he's the one that brought up the Second Amendment. He's like, hey, if the president doesn't listen to the courts, this is where the Second Amendment comes in. Right. But if you're trying to get rid of the Second Amendment, you won't have the Second Amendment to deal with a president who actually ignores the courts and becomes a tyrant. You dingus. That's the whole point. Anyway, 574-2595-95.3. I'm going to get some Black Rifle coffee. I'm going to trigger some people. And we got more coming up on News Talk 95.3, Michiana's news channel.
WTRC-FM and HD1, Niles, South Bend, Elkhart. News Talk 95.3, Michiana's news channel.